ladies and gents, to another episode of the Monday Vas Rant, and we're here on the PWC network. And welcome to you guys. It's Monday. It means that we're going to have Vas ranting. I am Vas. This is the rant. And we got a lot to talk about. We have quite a bit to talk about. But of course, before we do, please click subscribe and hit that bell for all the notifications so you never, ever run short of PWC content. With that being said, let's get straight into it. And we got to talk about the hot topic, the one that everybody thinks is a work, that thinks it's not true, but there's a lot of guys that think that this is Backstage Heat, legitimate Backstage Heat, and that is the conflict between Charlotte Flair, Vince McMahon, and Becky Lynch. Now, the story goes as follows. Charlotte Flair did not want to do a title switch, which I agree with. I think it's a stupid concept. In fact, Charlotte wanted to lose the title to Bianca Belair on Monday Night Raw before Crown Jewel and SmackDown. Vince McMahon decided against that. Charlotte Flair apparently became very despondent with everything. And then we saw on SmackDown where she threw the belt on the floor. Becky has come out and said that Charlotte is extremely difficult to work with. And there's a whole scenario of things that have now built up that have come out through in the press. But, personally, I think it started off as a potential work. But I think a lot of people backstage have jumped on this bandwagon and are actually bringing out the truth a little bit. Like I said, I do think it was a bit of a work. I think some of the stuff was meant to be leaked. I don't think a lot of the other stuff was meant to be leaked, if that makes sense. I think the whole, Charlotte not wanting to do the title switch was supposed to be leaked. I don't think the idea of her giving up the title to Bianca Belair, her being very difficult to work with backstage, her relationship with Vince McMahon being bad, I don't think that sort of stuff was meant to be leaked. But, of course, it has been. And we got to look at the situation now of where does it actually go. And this is the part that kind of grates me a little bit. Because the thing is, people are saying that WWE can't afford to lose Charlotte Flair at the moment. Their roster's too thin. They don't have enough star power in their roster to maintain the women's division without Charlotte Flair. And that is utter bull. All right. Charlotte Flair, if she wants to be a terrible worker, piss off. Go to AEW. Your husband's there, or fiance, whatever the hell he is. Ric Flair's been banned from WWE as well. What are you doing in WWE if you consistently are upset with management, if you're consistently difficult to work with backstage? I mean, if other superstars are complaining that you don't want to join in on everything. I read a report that Xavier Woods offered her to come on to Up, Up, Down, Down because apparently she does enjoy video games. She declined. She said she doesn't want to be part of that. Which is fine. You have the right to decline things. You have the right to say, listen, I don't want to be part of your YouTube series. That's cool. But apparently it's just so difficult to work with her. Apparently the girls in the locker room refuse to actually get in a locker room with her to the point where they would rather get changed somewhere else and not be in the same room with Charlotte Flair. And now this whole thing about, can WWE survive without Charlotte? Hell yes. They have enough star power currently. If they had to get rid of Charlotte Flair, they'd still be all right. I mean, they've got Becky Lynch, who's probably one of the most over female wrestlers in the world across all promotions. I mean, let's take it. Becky Lynch is gold at the moment, no matter what you do. You've got Sasha Banks, who personally I don't like, but is over and can hold a whole entire roster up. She's more than capable of doing it. You have Bayley, who is currently injured, yes, but has proven that she can basically be the face of SmackDown. She proved it time and time again that she is one of the best performers. You have Bianca Belair, again, not a big fan of Bianca, but she's proven that she can hold her own in a women's roster. That's already 4 superstars that can replace Charlotte Flair as the poster child of WWE's women's division. You then have people like Shayna Baszler, who've booked properly, could do the job. Ember Moon, when booked properly, can do the job. There's enough female talent. You've got Asuka, who we haven't seen on TV for some reason, who can more than capable of holding the helm of WWE. Just because Charlotte has the Flair surname doesn't make her untouchable in the industry. And you know what? Let her go to AEW. AEW needs her more right now than what WWE needs around, because AEW's women's division is in complete shambles. And yes, I've said it, they have no proper depth in their women division. They have a lot of green and raw talent, which could potentially become one of the best women's divisions in the world. But right now, they need as much help as they can possibly get. That's all I'm saying on that one. So, yeah, that is my little obsession with Charlotte Flair at the moment. She must go. Like, it's come to the point where it's actually becoming a bit of a joke in WWE that, you know, oh, she's untouchable, she can't get anywhere. It's rubbish. It is complete, utter rubbish. But we're going to move on. We're going to move on to a little bit of AEW. And it was a little bit of a news snippet for you guys. So, yeah, like, Tony Schiavone got a bit of a fine from Time Warner for dropping an F-bomb on live TV during a Saturday Dynamite. And personally, I thought it was I misheard. I thought he said something else, and then I looked it up, and he did drop an F-bomb, which I will not, by the way, because I still want my YouTube show, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, so interesting one. It's not the first time that AEW have been fined, or someone in the commentary team has been fined for dropping overrated or curse words, rather. That's the correct word to use. Chris Jericho has also been fined. Apparently, he dropped an S-bomb, which was not allowed on Friday Rampage because of a time slot issue or something like that. They have adjusted that. And I think also, I think it was Excalibur who also got a fine. Could be wrong on this one, but he got a fine for inappropriate language on air as well. I'm not quite sure what he said, but I remember reading about this. I could be wrong. Like, please, if I am wrong, tell me in the comments. Lambaste me. But yeah, Tony Schiavone definitely did drop an F-bomb and has subsequently been fined. There's no word if they're going to remove him from air. I doubt they'll remove him from air. It makes no sense to take a man off air for making a mistake. I mean, JR called AEW WWE Dynamite, so, and he's still on air. Yeah, and with that being said, our thoughts and prayers go to Mr. JR for his recovery of skin cancer, recently diagnosed. So, you know, we hope a speedy recovery. And then while we're on a little bit of gloom news, let's move to Impact Wrestling, who came off a very hot Bound for Glory. I have just finished watching Bound for Glory now this morning on Monday. And, you know, the Impact has the potential right now to be the one to rival WWE. They really could. They've got such an immense talent pool. But for some reason, and I don't understand what this reason is within management of Impact. Maybe it's a financial issue. Maybe it's a broadcasting issue. I don't know. But they refuse to book their wrestlers correctly. They refuse to mainstream their wrestlers, if that makes sense. I mean, the match between Heath and Rhino and Violent by Design was a fantastic tag team match, and I don't like tag team matches, and that was great. That was fantastic watch. The Impact World Championship match was phenomenal. I mean, Alexander and Christian Cage brought the house down. I mean, it was such a beautiful moment watching Josh Alexander celebrate his first ever heavyweight championship in Impact Wrestling, his first ever singles belt that he's won in Impact. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then they ruined it by having Moose come out and take it away from him. Like, Moose won the Choose Your Shot gauntlet match, which was cool for him, but he didn't, like, it took away everything that Impact has done, rather, for Alexander and Christian Cage. It took away everything that I was saying. To have an established star already become a champion again. I mean, Moose is the mainstream of Impact. He doesn't need a belt. I mean, it's Moose. They all love him there already. No matter if he's a heel or a face, Moose is the most over superstar in Impact Wrestling right now. And you can fight me on this one. You can tell me Christian Cage. You can tell me Moose is the most consistently over superstar in Impact. There was no need for him to take the belt away from Alexander. They could have built it up better. But instead they decided, you know what? We're going to have Moose as champion again. And it's a boring thing. I mean, it's something we had this opportunity to watch Alexander become a champion. We saw him in the promos with Christian Cage. It was fantastic build. It was great. And just like that, it was taken away from us. And that was extremely disappointing for me as a fan. Like, I was angry, and maybe there's a long-term story involved here with Moose and Alexander, but I don't want to. It's going to be a repeat of Christian Cage and Alexander again, and I don't want to see that. I want to see Alexander be a champion, defend the title, and be happy about that situation. With that being said, moving to more happier moments and some good news coming out of WWE, Corey Graves and Carmella are officially engaged. Corey Graves' divorce was finalized 2 months ago from his previous wife, and he's now engaged to the most beautiful woman in all of WWE. Well, congratulations from everybody here at PWC. We hope you guys have many, many, many happy years together. And sticking on the happy note, my favorite female tag team is back, and it was a truly inspirational moment for everybody at Bound for Glory and Impact, for the inspiration, formerly known as the Iconics, are back in the industry, and I can't be happier. And they're the new Knockout Tag Team Champions, which was a beautiful moment in everything. And that's all the time we have for you on the Monday Vas Rant. Please remember, if you haven't done so, please click subscribe here at the bottom. It's right there somewhere. Just yeah, little bell next to it. Do that. Leave your comments down below as well. We want to know everything about you. If you have anything of the rants that I need to. Whoa! I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention. So if you haven't done so already, please go watch our Crown Jewel predictions. We all gave our predictions there. It wasn't the original format, but it was great. And also go watch the watch along. It should be out soon, I think, maybe this week sometime. You can go post it up on there and go and watch our watch along, where we sat together, myself, Nash, Jeremy Kyle was joined us for a little bit as well. And we talked about Crown Jewel while we were watching it live, and you can see all our reactions, which was quite funny. But speaking of Crown Jewel, I've got to go over the predictions. And looks like Jeremy has run out again and destroyed us all, getting 8 out of the 9 correct. The only one he didn't get correct was his prediction of the Queen's Crown. He said Shayna Baszler wasn't even in the match, so it doesn't really count. Then Nash got the second highest with 6 out of 8 predictions. I got the third with 5, and Kyle also with 5, which means the standings at the moment, Jeremy is well in the lead, 6 points clear of me in second place, and Nash has just edged now Kyle in third place, 2 points ahead, with Kyle sitting at the bottom of the prediction race. December's coming up quick. We've got Full Gear, we've got some Survivor Series, and we've got probably going to be a TLC, I think it is, in December. And the day one, the New Year's one. We're going to do all those ones. So there's about 4 or 5 pay-per-views left when it comes to these prediction ones. And let's see who's going to get that hot chip at the end. It's not going to be me, I promise. That's now all the time we have for you guys. Once again, please keep subscribe and notify. Tell us in the comments what you guys think is the best. Let's give you guys a question, right? Let me hear you guys right now. I want to know right now in the comments. Tell me, Vaz, the Monday Ranter, what you think was the best moment in wrestling last week. From Monday Night Raw, we had Dynamite, we had Crown Jewel, we had Bound for Glory, we had G1 was going on as well, we had Crown Jewel, we had SmackDown, we had Rampage. Tell me what you think was the best moment in professional wrestling last week, and put it in the comments below for me, please. From me, we'll see you guys again shortly. Peace and chicken grease.